Ndiyazibulisela kuni nonke babukele emakhaya kwijelo lakho losasazo MPK TV gama uluswethu kwaAntoni kanti kweza namhlanje indaba zinijongisa amanqaku betshotshe entla kule veki sisuka kuyo singaphosisanga maseko ngabakhwetha abasibhozo ababhubhileyo kweli xesha lohlobo ikakhulu ngenxa yokuphelelwa ngamanzi emzimbeni ukanti ukoluka kwabo ngokungekho mthethweni nako kube negalelo.
It is the last session of the House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders for the year. On top of the agenda is the summer initiation season. 8 initiates have died, mostly from dehydration and septicemia. 5 of them are from the OR Tambo region. This area has been recording high numbers of deaths for the past 3 years.
Omnye kwaba baswelekileyo ungene namhlanje ngengomso wasweleka. Xa kusenziwa utyando kwafunyaniswa into yobana womile completely apha ngaphakathi, meaning that wenza laa nto siyithethayo yokubana bayeka ukusela amanzi abanye 3 weeks before, abanye we don't know mhlawumbi inyanga yonke ngawasela amanzi. So yiyo ke ngoku le nto ke ubonakala kukho ingxakana esoloko ikhona.
The chairperson of the Eastern Cape House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders, Nkosi Gobinqele Gwadiso, says going forward, initiation awareness programs will not only be done during the summer and winter season, but throughout the year. He also says they will be strengthening their collaboration with the Department of Education to raise awareness about ways to ensure the safe return of initiates.
Idabi esikulo likhulu. Icebo elikhoyo lelokokuba ingabi into yesizini into yolwaluko ngokwe-campaign okanye ngokwe-awareness, ibe yinto eqhubeka unyaka wonke kukwazeka into okokubana kuyiwe naphaya ezikolweni no-education abe inxalenye njengoba sehleli eyiyo.
Another point high on the House's agenda is the operation of foreign-owned spaza shops. Spaza shops have to register their businesses with government by Friday or face closure. This is following the widespread deaths from foodborne diseases. The foreign shop owners are pleading with the government for more time to register. Gwadiso says the shop owners must respect the laws of this country. He says some of them are not even asylum seekers.
Umthetho pha uthi umuntu ophatheke kakubi elizweni lakhe makaye kwi-next country. Kodwa bona bavele basuke bashiye wonke amazwe bazesa eSouth Africa. Bafike apha bathi bengabantu bafuna i-political asylum. Kodwa ufumanise emsasazi into yobana apha bafike bavula ibhizinesi, bafike benze yonke enye into. Emveni koko ubabone bekwazi ukuphinda begoduka.
Gwadiso did not spare the government. He says as the House they have been raising the issue of porous South African borders, which allows illegal foreigners to enter the country easily. He says only the former Minister of the Department of Home Affairs was willing to tackle the issue.
Ngexesha ibinguminister uMtswaledi wakwa Home Affairs. Besimva uminister uMtswaledi elilizwi eyedwa malunga naba bantu bangene ngaphandle kwemvume eMzantsi Afrika nabantu abanencwadi zomkhonyovu abalapha eMzantsi Afrika. Ibinguye yedwa.
The government has warned the public to demand to see registration certificates from spaza shop owners before buying and eating food from their businesses. I am Yamkela Mchiyo for MPK News in Bishop.
Ukuba ujonge ukuba nexesha elimyoli ngale nyanga yomka eliphondo neentlobo ngeentlobo zendawo ezahlukeneyo umntana othi azibuke kwaye azonwabele.
Beautiful scenery and music enveloped guests as the summer holiday season launch kicked off at the Avoca River Cabins, just a few kilometers from the third largest game reserve in South Africa, Addo Elephant Park. The town of Addo in the Sundays River Valley local municipality forms part of the economic citrus hub of the province. It is just one of the tourist gemstones in Sarabatman district municipality.
Sanders River and Sarabatman, we pride ourselves to be tourist attractions and economic hub of the province through citrus. It makes us very important in the body economic of the province that Sanders River, as it is beautiful as it is, be the ones that host the launch of this magnitude, because you can see for yourself that Sanders River is very beautiful and it has all the attractions that one would see all over the world. They are here. You don't have to go anywhere. If you are in the province or you are in South Africa, just come to Sanders River, Sarabatman. We have 7 wonders and all other areas, Sunshine Coast, we have Vale of Desolation and Graaff-Reinet, we have Tsitsikamma and Sarabatman. Sanders River be the ones that are at the center of citrus and as well as tourism.
This year's theme is Summer Love. The Department of Tourism hopes all who visit the beautiful Eastern Cape will fall in love with it, and who knows what the summer vacation holds for all those single tourists. Is love in the air? If you don't know where to go on holiday this summer, the Tourism Department urges you to check out the adventure capital of the country. From beautiful beaches to wildlife and unique rural destinations, the Eastern Cape has something for everyone.
We are here to launch the summer season, as we do that every year, and we go around the province in different districts, and this year we are here in Sarabatman, in Sundays River Valley municipality, specifically in Addo. As you know, that Addo is one of the areas where we pride ourselves with Addo Elephant Park. And also in the Sundays River Valley, you see that you have orchards of citrus orchards in Sundays River Valley. And we see that Sundays River Valley is one of the beautiful areas in the province. And the launch is on Summer Love. We're saying Summer Love. So you must love this summer, and also we must love the province.
With the festive season fast approaching, the December road campaigns are ramping up as tourists are advised to be cautious on the roads. According to the 2023-2024 Arrive Alive's latest statistics, the Eastern Cape was the only province to surpass the target set when it reduced fatalities by at least 18.6%. The Department of Transport wants to keep up this record and reduce fatalities further, and will be highly visible on the roads this December to keep all motorists in check.
Look, we've launched our Arrive Alive campaign for the festive season, and it has kicked off in earnest on Sunday the 1st, and we're working very closely with the Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism, because it is in our interest to see tourists that are coming into our province making it out alive. We do not wish to see anyone being part of the Goris tests that are released every January after the festive season. So we have planted our law enforcement officers. They are scattered all across the province, particularly in those major roads, the major arteries like the R61 connecting the Eastern Cape with the Western Cape, the N2 connecting us with the Western Cape to the west, as well as the N2 connecting us with KZN to the north. So we will have them scattered in all those areas to ensure that people obey the rules of the roads. Of course, we have to acknowledge that we cannot do it alone. We will need participation and cooperation from the road users themselves to inculcate the spirit of being traffic officers unto themselves and not do the right things only when they are seen by traffic law enforcement officers. So we want you to also play your part as well.
With the Eastern Cape being one of the more reasonably priced destinations for holiday makers in the world, the possible influx of long-term international visitors could lead to adverse effects for local communities. This leaves them unable to afford property or even access amenities on their doorstep. However, CEO of the Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Agency, Vuyani Daimani, says that the industry is ready to adjust to any disruptors in the tourism sector.
There's always been, at a particular point in every sector, disruptions. At some point, we had Airbnb as a disruptor in the market. You have, from a traditional travel agent point of view, different platforms that people are able to use on their own. And over time, these alternatives, disruptors, they will find a space of being integrated into the bigger scheme of what the sector looks like. And I'm of the view that the sector on its own is going to have introspections and conversation of how to integrate the disruptors. And we've done that, and we've come up scot-free in an integrated way that accommodates any other evolution or innovation that comes along. Because at a particular point, there's a product that benefits irrespective of who is accessing that particular product. But it's a question of setting up the norms and standards. Because the risk about such, if they are experienced outside the radar of the tourism sector as a whole, when there is a negative incident that happens in that, it affects the sector as a whole. So you cannot not have standards. You cannot not have some norms of what we need to comply with. And the sector will find a way of having the necessary discussions of how to integrate such, so that as a sector we're able to provide certain standards, certain norms, and ensuring that the product offering available, not just in the Eastern Cape, but as a country as a whole.
The Tourism Department encourages local and international tourists to showcase their travels on social platforms as they show their followers the beauty, wonder and splendor of this province, so even more people can visit and fall in love. For MPK TV News, I'm Taryn Wellman in the Sarah Baartman District Municipality.
Kanti ngelo nqakuma wethu masevenkileni. Sibuye sikwamkele mbukele ekhaya kanti kwezinye indaba arhente ezokhenkotho kwiphondo leMpuma Kapa ikhuthaza uluntu ukuba lutyelele indawo ezitsala umdla ezigudlunxweme ukuze lubuke ubuhle bendalo lukwaphuhlisa uqoqosho lweendawo ezo. Sajonis yenye yedolophu ezinendawo ezinomtsalane kubakhenkethi.
Ubuhle benkangeleko yomhlaba, ulwandle kwakunye nomnye wemilambo emikhulu kweli uMzimvubu zezinye zezinto ezitsalela abakhenkethi kwiindawo ezigudlunxweme emampondweni. Isajonisi idume ngobutyebi kwezolimo nobutyebi baselwandle. Ngenxa yoku, abahlali basesajonisi kunye nabo bakwindawo eziselusikisiki bayaxhamla xa kukho abatyeleli. uHeather Malan wasePlettenberg Bay kunye neGustav Elank waseNeisner bakhenkethele kwiingxangxasi zemagwa ezikwilali iGweqintaba elusikisiki.
The coast is beautiful because there's so much beautiful scenery and it's never been here before. I want to explore it. We're going to be doing a 6-day hike. So from here we're going to the coast and we're going to stay there tonight and then start hiking from Umbuti north to Port Edward along the coast.
We've met some wonderful people, very friendly. I had some of the best stone fruit I've had anywhere in South Africa. These peaches and what's the other ones we've had? The nectarines are just divine. I must tell people to come back just for that. And then the area that we've just obviously built up quite a bit, but it's something I never expected.
uNkosinathi Qulu nongumseki weMilani Adventures ngomnye wabo bathi baxhamle kukhenketho. Ubonisa abakhenkethi ubuhle beentaba zasesajonisi ekwafundisa nokukhwela isikhitshana kumlambo uMzimvubu.
iMilani Adventures yenza ii-tours around town nakwezintaba iziqabela zonke ezintaba zalapho St. John's, which is there are few guides ezizazi iiroutes zezintaba, but iMilani iyazazi. Bekhona ii-caves ezilapha ngaphesheya nazo ndiyabasa abantu kuzo. At the same time ndenze i-river tours. At the same time they qualified for i-sea kayaking.
Kwangaxeshanye uNcumisa Somakhephu wakunoqhawukana esajonisi uvula ikhaya lakhe ephekela abakhenkethi ukutya kwesintu ze abanike nale ndawo yokulala.
Xa zifikile ke iindwendwe zam ziye zamkelwe ngabantwana abaxhentsayo, phinde futhi basekuhlaleni, phinde futhi ndibaphekele ukutya kwesintu, that is izigwampa, umqa kunye nemileqwa. Ikhona abantu baseChina abafikayo, ikhona abase-UK, kooGermany, kooFrance, kwiindawo nje ezahlukeneyo, but nabalapha bakhona abasuka kooKapa, Goli, Durban, Monti.
Othethela i-arhente yezokhenketho eMpuma Kapa Oyanga Ngaleka uthi uninzi lwabantu bazijongela phantsi iindawo zokhenketho ezisesajonisi ngelithi zisemaphandleni, kanti ke kuninzi okunozuzwa ngabakhenkethi kule ndawo. Uthi bayabancedisa nabahlali ukuba benze ushishino.
Sithengisa i-Eastern Cape for what it is. Eastern Cape is about the people, it's about the land, it's about the community, it's about abantu. So i-homestays zidlala kanye kuloo piece leyo, because umzekelo uSisincumisa lo weNcumisa's homestay ebewine for number 1 last year. I-homestay yakhe xa ufika phayana, she does a spread for i-tourists seafood. Uyaqonda mos umntu walapha ekuhlaleni elalini obeyoloba phaa uhambe uyothengisela uncumisa upheka laa nto for iigesi ezifikileyo. Abantwana aba sibatreyinileyo i-CPTA for ukwenza amassage phaa kwancumisa, sanikeza ne-equipment, iibhedi ezibenzela kuzo, ngaba lapha kwi-community bafumana iskill.
Abalobi nabo bayaxhamla njengoko umlambo Mzimvubu uneentlobo-ntlobo zeentlanzi. Abanye balobela ukuthengisa, logama abanye bekhangela ukusiwa phantsi kwempumlo. Ndinguyamkela Mchiyo, kwiindaba ze-MPK esajonisi.
Iidolophu ezingaselunxwemeni kwiphondo leMpuma Kapa zibonelela ngeendawo ezininzi zolonwabo kwabo bakwiholide ukuze bonwabele lixesha leholide zokuphela konyaka.
Are you tired of the same old holiday plans? Well, the Eastern Cape may hold the answer you have been looking for. Known as the adventure capital of South Africa, the province offers adrenaline-packed holidays for those seeking adventure to laid-back, chilled vacations for those that need a break. Just a 26-minute drive from the popular surf hub Jeffreys Bay lies a quaint fishing town known as the calamari capital of South Africa. The town of St. Francis has a flourishing economic ecosystem that local business owner Betty Anoster was able to take advantage of. Anoster turned her love and knowledge of her hometown, St. Francis Bay, into a booming tourism business.
We have the calamari tasting that we host because we are the capital of the calamari. So what we do is that we try also to educate tourists about the area itself, what is there to do. So we have a beautiful walk from the Cape St. Francis to the harbour, which is in Port St. Francis, and then people can go and do the calamari tasting, and there's a few other restaurants. And I must say that the clients coming into the area is also giving a whole lot of opportunity for our people in the community, because then the work opportunities becomes then more active than during the year where more than 60% of people are unemployed.
Cruising through the canals of St. Francis's Marina, the first one built in South Africa, Anoster and the cruise guide entertain visitors with fun stories and interesting facts about the canals. The cruise goes through part of the 6-kilometer canal through some of the most beautiful of the town's suburbs. On board the barge, you really get the feel of summer as the wind blows through your hair. 32-year-old Tango Ntwasa, an explorer and travel enthusiast from Johannesburg, had nothing but praise for the Eastern Cape air.
Outside of the great air, the beautiful views, it's just the unique experiences I think Eastern Cape has. It really excites me being able to have just relaxed, fun experiences and tourist attractions that you wouldn't see in Joburg.
We've completed the canal cruise in St. Francis and travelled 50 minutes through the Gamtoos tourism route to Babala Private Nature Reserve on the outskirts of Hankie. If a safari experience is more your speed, you don't have to travel outside of the Eastern Cape. With the plethora of parks in our very own province, we are definitely spoiled for choice.
If you prefer more of an inland itinerary, look no further than the Babala Nature Reserve, where skillful masters of their crafts offer informative yet oh so entertaining glimpses into life on the reserve. Farm manager Johan Cronier is also the resident beekeeper. He took up this unusual passion of helping bees to thrive 3 years ago. The thrill of managing beehives stung while he was studying wildlife management, and now he spends his days hosting educational honey tastings for guests on the nature reserve.
So in our area we usually only harvest 3 different types of honey. Sometimes we can harvest a little bit of citrus honey depending on what season it is, because like I said, bees can travel up to over 3 kilometers to harvest pollen and nectar. And our neighbors actually are citrus farmers, so we do sometimes get a little bit of citrus honey. But we try and give clients on the honey tasting a real taste of our winter honey, our summer honey and our spring honey.
In addition to satiating your sweet tooth, the reserve offers gin tastings. What makes a great tipple is carefully explained, and different kinds of gin flavors are savored. Once you've had a tasty meal at the restaurant, you and your companions can enjoy a game drive over the rolling hills of Hanki and through valleys filled with various wildlife, including giraffes, various species of buck, and zebra.
What stood out for me for the honey tasting, I think, was experiencing the different types of honeys from like different bee species. I didn't know that there were over like 2,000 different species of bees to begin with, so that was pretty interesting. And learning that there's honey that cures or helps wounds get better, and there's honey for like coughs and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. I think I'm excited to try out different ways to use honey other than to put in tea and coffee. And right now the views are so spectacular. We're out on the game drive and seeing the animals, getting so close to them and interacting with them in a way. It's really blowing my mind. It's so peaceful and it's so calm.
One of the most distinct characteristics of the Eastern Cape is the undeniable warmth that you may attribute to the weather, but may have more to do with the friendliness and open spirit of the people. While the physical attractions might take your breath away, it is important to remember that there's no better way to explore a place than to get to know her people. Reporting for MPK TV News, I'm Taryn Wellman in the Eastern Cape.
Mbukele ekhaya masithuma umntana evenkileni. Sibuye sikwamkele mbukele ekhaya kanti xa siziqukumbela nezindaba imbaleki yomgama omde ezinze igqibe eRhumela ekhaya France phumelela uhlelo lesithoba kumdyarho One City eNelson Mandela Bay.
The Nelson Mandela Bay flagship marathon saw over 2,000 athletes participate in the full, half and 10 kilometers races respectively. Favorable weather conditions helped many runners to qualify for the comrades and 2 Oceans marathons. The race started at February race course where local athlete 34-year-old Melekaya France of Ikamva Athletics Club sprinted to the finish line to cross first in the men's 42 race in 2 hours 20 minutes and 6 seconds.
I'm so excited to beat him and win up One City up Ekaya because of during the route in the Yazbaba Kona Bandu Abandi abanqinela bamandwinele race because kusekhaya apha and kule ndawo ndihlala kuyo kwelacala ka-28 Ks kungasendlini phayana, so I get excited. I have good spams when I pass there at prison water because of the guys there shouting on me. They know me as well when I'm used to pass there when I'm training, so I'm happy to win here.
International athlete from Zimbabwe, 37-year-old Daniela Wild of Steg Athletics Club took advantage of the trade weather conditions and clocked an impressive 2 hours 56 minutes and 32 seconds to be the first lady to cross the finish line.
It was a fantastic event, very well organised. Can't say thank you enough to the supporters and the water points and the officials. It was very, very well done. Yeah, it was fantastic. A bit hot towards the end. There was a bit of an uphill coming back in, which was a bit tough. But overall, nice and flat. Yeah, the temperature was pretty good. A bit hot towards the end, but can't complain. Great turnout. Yeah, and just a huge thank you to Sturkspan. I'm with the Coaching Academy and to all my friends and family at home in Zim.
This is the last Nelson Mandela Bay's Meru Legacy project for the year. And with the 9th One City Marathon, they added a 10-kilometer run so it can accommodate all runners. The MMC for Sports, Arts and Culture, Bogekile Mangahla, says that sports events like this one are very important because it helps to increase the economy in the Bay.
To the city, it means that we are and we have benefited.
in a good impact on the economic spin-offs there too, because we have more than 30% athletes who are coming from outside Gqeberha. Those have required accommodation and transport. And abanye, they will sleep over tonight and finish the weekend because we have events. We have your rugby, your cricket. I would like to also call upon colleagues from the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality to please take part in this kind of event.
The organizer of the race, Michael Baman, says the Legacy Project races like One City Marathon are important to uplift the city sports administrators, clubs, and athletes from previous disadvantaged areas, as well as empower and motivate teachers to encourage youth to participate in sport. He was thrilled at the high number of the participants in the race this year.
I would like to thank all the athletes that have come to this race from all corners of South Africa, even in Africa, Malawi, Zimbabwe, and Lesotho guys. I saw them here. And to the sponsors, the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality, Coca-Cola, and thanks to you guys as well for assisting us, in giving the race the mileage. And it's all for the people of Nelson Mandela, it's the people of Gqeberha. And to the traffics, they did an amazing job. TOC, the LOC behind the scene, Irene and Jan. I'll just like to thank everyone, for making it possible. I mean, we've breaking new grounds. For us, clocking over 2,100 athletes, it's just a magic, I don't have words, to explain that. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, guys.
The top runners received gold medals and a check for 12,000 rand. Organizer says the One City Marathon will be back next year, bigger and better than ever. Reporting for MPK TV News, I am Linge Cwabe.
Mbukele khaya bekangako besikuphathele kona kweza namhlanje indaba kwelami icala ndingulusi lwethu Antoni negqiza le MPK TV sibamba ngazo zozibini.